Hello, I'm Peter Purvis. You're listening to Traveling the Vortex.
Well, you went lower.
I went lower.
Wow.
Nice.
It's early in the morning. Because we're recording late at night, I'd be higher.
It is early in the morning. Gallifrey 1.
Coming to you.
We've had a full day of Gallifrey yesterday on Friday,
Yep.
so we're actually sending out an update late because we were all so exhausted and so tired.
Well, Glenn was exhausted.
Chrissy was the only one of the four of us that wasn't.
I was, which was weird because the night before I was just like, I'm done. Let's go home. But I actually stayed up to record, so there.
Yeah, so I heard Chrissy was on a show already this week, so welcome back.
Hello.
I'm Shaun.
I'm Glenn.
I'm Mel.
I'm Chrissy, as you already heard. So, the rest are all eating, and all I have is orange juice, so maybe I'll just talk.
Tell them what you had for breakfast, Chrissy.
We're at Carl's Jr., and I had a huge chocolate chip cookie ice cream sandwich. Because I heard it was good, so I decided I'd try it. I'm on vacation. It's 60 degrees outside. I want it.
Absolutely. I don't see how it's any different than eating like cinnamon rolls or something that are going to be sweet. So
Yeah. I'm balancing out with orange juice, so there we go. Like I was telling Shaun earlier, I'm not auditioning for the bikini fish girl that they have as their mascot here.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is about.
So anyway, convention. Yesterday was, like Glenn said, it was the first full day of the convention, and I did get to check out one panel, which was, they called it the Happiness Patrol. And it was, the idea was, what is your guilty pleasure? You know, the one that everybody hates but you love, and so they were all talking about it. But then it kind of degenerated into, well, what's the one that everybody loves that you hate? And it kind of annoyed me that there was one lady up there, I can't remember her name, is probably just as well. But she was like so down on Amy Pond. It was like, someone made the comment of, so you were the one in The Doctor's Wife who went into the TARDIS and wrote, kill Amy, die Amy, all over the wall. So I was like, yeah, you kind of sound like that, lady. So it kind of, part of it turned into kind of a hate fest, which really bugged me, because that always bugs me. And that's not what I came to the panel for. But there was some pretty good stuff. And like there was one person that said that they really liked Colin Baker's era, even though a lot of people don't. And I stood up, was like, I have to agree with you, good sir. So I did.
We've been real impressed with them so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all of the Colin Bakers that we've watched as a group, we've been
Yeah, we have.
with. And it's like, I don't understand why he gets such a bad rap.
I know, and I actually had to stand up and make my comment. It's like, you know what, I love Colin Baker. I mean, Peter Davison is my classic Doctor, hands down, end of story. But Colin Baker is not that bad. Of course, I've made my, I didn't say anything about my feelings about Tom Baker. I don't hate him. It's just not my favorite.
Watch it.
What?
Hey, I have to say this because I'm actually face to face with you now.
So when they said, what's the one that everybody loves and you're not so bad, we were like, oh, I know.
Well, no, because everybody,
Everything with the scarf. Everything with the scarf.
the scarf. I wanted to get out of there in one piece. I didn't want you guys to have to ship me back home in a
I was
FedEx
just getting ready to
box.
tell you, there's three people here whose classic doctor is Tom Baker.
I know, but they already know me, and I'm not. I mean, there were some people that get really mean about what they hate, and I'm like, I'm not that way. So
what's been everybody's favorite part of the con so far? We're only a day in, but
Sylvester.
oh yeah,
He is a hoot.
in the Radio Free Scarro interview, he was hilarious.
oh, he was great.
Yeah.
In fact, he almost led that interview.
Yeah.
He
The guys
really
hardly had to
did.
ask him anything. He just kept talking and talking.
Which is fine, 'cause
Had a lot
that's
of
what
great
we're here to
stories.
see.
Yeah, exactly.
Lego Guggenheim. That's my favorite story.
Lego
I like the
Guggenheim.
fact that he talked about how he's a Lego character, and now he can put his little Lego character outside his other Lego castles and stuff that he's made.
Oh yeah, that was a cute story. So,
What does that mean?
Okay, that's feedback.
oh, they're having
Just click
technical
monitor on.
issues.
It's okay. It just feeds back to your piece ever.
I have a question. If Shaun is quote unquote the technical Neanderthal, how come he's behind the
That's
computer?
a good question. I've got him running the computer today because I didn't want to haul the computer down there.
I see. Okay.
I was hauling a whole bunch of other stuff, so.
All right.
This is kind of like The Wedding Singer. You will listen to every damn word I have to say because I have the microphone.
I thought, what'd you tell me yesterday about Sylvester McCoy? You went and got a picture.
He likes my shirt. We walked up, we did the Froggies photos, and we walked up, and I was wearing my Doctor's 11 shirt, which I actually put out on Instagram 2 months ago for our 30 Days of Who
Oh yeah.
thing. My favorite Doctor Who t-shirt, that was the one. And so that's the one I wore yesterday, and he saw that one. Doctor's 11, that's cool. And he kept looking, like, they kept trying to get him to line up to take the photo, and he kept kind of, looking around, trying to get another glance at the shirt.
Nice.
I don't know if he was trying to find himself on it or not.
So all day long yesterday,
All day long.
Hey,
Shaun
Glenn.
kept going, hey Glenn,
Hey, Glenn, guess what?
guess what? Sylvester McCoy likes my shirt.
So I think we need to talk about how starstruck Glenn was yesterday.
Over a voice actor.
Oh yeah. Now I can't be the one to tell the story, but I definitely wanted to make sure it got mentioned because I wanted Glenn to announce, a show that what we went through last year, what Glenn's going through this year, on the stardom and the shakes and the squeals, and so here's Shaun.
So we get up to the room. We're going upstairs, and the elevator doors open on our floor. We walk out, and standing there, kind of, sort of, like walking up toward, waiting for an elevator, is Nick Briggs.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, hey, Nick. He's like, hey. And we walk past, and Glenn's like, it's Nick Briggs. Being all, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah. And he's just beside himself, giddy. And I'm like, would you like me to introduce you to Nick? And I said it loud enough so Nick could hear. And he's like, yeah. Okay. Hey, Nick. Yes. I don't know if you remember me. He says, oh, I remember you from last year. You do? He says, yeah, well, you're very memorable. I'm not sure what that means.
He didn't give him a hug.
No,
He didn't give him a hug.
I learned from Chip. So I said, I'm going to introduce you. This is the other third of my podcast. You did a bumper for us. This is one of the other thirds of my podcast. This is Glenn Bartlett. This is Nick Briggs. And he's like, hey, how's it going? And so we walked off, and Glenn's like, I don't remember what you said.
Well, he goes, it's nice to meet you. And we said, well, we got to get back down to the room. And he goes, I said, so I turned to Nick and I go, I'm very excited to nothing came out of my mouth. And I thought, oh, wow. Real fanboy moment there.
I don't feel so bad about my fangirl gushing over Fraser Hines.
Oh yeah, Chrissy's. We got to tell her.
Yeah. So I come into the dealer's room after my panel just to kind of see, and I saw Shaun and Mel, and I was like, hey, what do you guys see? And they're like, we saw Jamie, and I go, oh, really, where? And because I had a picture I wanted him to sign, they're like, well, he's over there and this way, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to meet him, I could
She
not.
stopped in the middle of the dealer's room, did a 360 spin around. Which direction do I go? Glenn's like, I'll take her.
You guys were like telling me left, right, and I was like, left, right, what do these mean? I don't know. Totally. So Glenn's like, Glenn takes pity on me. He's like, I'll take you over. And then, he kind of takes me, and I didn't expect to get there so quick. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's him. And there wasn't a line. I was like, okay. So I go in there, and he's kind of like straightening up. It's like straightening up his table because there's nobody there, taking a minute. And I'm just kind of standing there going, hi. And I just started babbling. It was horrible. Glenn's down there taking pictures of me.
Well, I had no idea you were that starstruck over him. And so when I walked in there, I was actually going to go back in the dealer's room. And then I heard you start talking to him. And it was like, gush, 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 gush. And I was like, wow.
And Glenn's like, that sounds like me earlier.
She really likes Jamie. So I thought, I'm going to get some pictures because she's going to want these later.
Yeah, and that was really nice of you. And you know what? Fraser was so gracious. I mean, I think he could tell I was a little bit flustered, but he was just like,
such a nice guy.
Such a nice guy. He's like, well, Jamie was such a great character to play, and I'm glad you like him. And I was like, yeah. And he signed my picture, and he was just really, really nice about it.
Did you say I like your legs?
No, because
I wanted to say that.
I didn't think that far. I wasn't thinking.
Well, you can catch him today.
That's true. I could. I don't know if I still have the guts to do it.
But he actually had an older picture of him, you know, in the kilt, leaning up against the dialect. He still has nice legs.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out that while we were standing in line waiting, Shaun and I
You
were...
saw his legs?
In the photo.
Yeah, in the photo.
It's a new
photo of
new
him.
photo.
Oh, like a publicity photo first, just for
Yeah.
I saw that
it's
there,
just
but I
him.
didn't realize he had a kilt on.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, he still
I
has
thought
nice
you meant
legs.
he like took his pants down and showed you his
No!
legs. Okay.
Chrissy's got her eyes covered. But yesterday
Chrissy's going, save mental image, save mental image, save mental image.
But yesterday, Shaun and I were in line to get his picture, and there was this little boy there, about 6-7 years old, and he stood there for probably a good 20 minutes, just chatting and laughing and carrying on with this kid. And it was awesome. You know, they were telling stories back and forth, and the kid was interactive. And he finally leaves and moves on, and Jamie's in the process of signing our picture and stops and says, "That was such a cool little boy."
And then he apologized. He's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take up so much time." And he says, "I just like interacting with kids." Like, dude, we're not going to complain. Interact.
Well, he says normally with kids that age, they're all withdrawn and shy and don't want to talk. He says this little fella just kept going back and forth, and he says, "I'm not going to stop that."
He was really cool. Have we mentioned on mic that we're at breakfast?
We haven't.
I said we're at Carl's Jr.
Because earlier we all had food in our mouths.
Yeah, because I was.
Chrissy had to start the show because we were all.
You guys were all
down.
eating, and I was done with my ice cream sandwich, and I was like, "Well, I'll just go for it." Since we're recording, and
You're
it starts.
natural.
The con starts in 10 minutes. We're like, we gotta get going, guys.
That's early.
Well, it's 10 till.
Oh, well, we've got to wrap this up then. We've got to get on that panel.
We're at
moderating.
11, so.
You're at 11, but the other panels start at 10.
Okay. What do you want to do at 10?
Well, I don't know. Walk around before. So I was gonna go to all your guys' stuff.
Kirsty wants to go. Kirsty wants to go.
Well, I'm not rushing anybody. Just take your time. I'm just telling you what time it is.
So far we've gotten dealer's room out of the way, opening ceremonies. We've got someone's got some autographs. Still a few today. You guys got a picture with Sylvester McCoy. That's pretty much what we've been doing. So we'll have another update tonight, and we'll get that on the feeds as soon as we can.
All right.
All right. Till next time, I'm Glenn.
I'm Shaun.
I'm Mel.
I'm Chrissy.
Cheers.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. I like it.
I couldn't think of anything else.
Did you guys
It's tough when they put you on the spot like that.
You guys apparently didn't sign on with yesterday.
No, we didn't.
I don't remember. We just said bye.
We just said bye.
I was thinking we almost did harmonies at the end too, but I can't remember.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
You have been listening to Traveling the Vortex. Doctor Who and all of its associated programs are owned and trademarked by the BBC. No infringement is intended or implied.